In this video we're going to be making this basic ring here. So this is the basic ring and it's adjustable with loops. So it's an adjustable loop ring. It's nice and simple to get started with. This is on 2mm aluminium wire. You can do it with copper wire, which is silver plated, but you would use that in maybe a 1mm or a 1.2mm thickness, whereas the aluminium is slightly easier to bend, so you can get away with the 2mm thickness in this. I'm using a wooden mandrel, but you can use something like a thick marker pen to shape your ring around. We have some round nose pliers, flat nose pliers and side cutters, and I have cut off 20 centimeters of wire here. If you're going for a larger ring, you can add more, so you cut off maybe 24-25 centimeters if you're wanting a larger ring or more of a loop, more of a wrap. So the first thing you're going to do is create the loop section that goes around the ring. So just place your ring where you want to be. So I've made this one so it places there on my mandrel, but it's adjustable, so you can just tighten it to make it smaller and stretch it out. But just have a guess of where you want, what size you roughly want your ring to start with. Like you want it to go for like the mid range of what you want it to be. And you're just going to find the centre and then wrap your wire around until they meet, like so. And then we're going to hold your wire tight with one hand. With the other hand, you're going to pull the left hand wire over to the hold your work tight on your mandrel or your pen, whatever you're shaping it around. Hold your wire tight at the base, and then with the other hand you're going to take one wire, pull it out to the left, the other wire, and pull it over to your right, pulling it around the ring mandrel to form the shape. So we're just creating that bit underneath there now. So just form it around. You can just push it nice and tight. The tighter you wrap it to the mandrel, the neater the actual piece is going to be. So we're going to keep wrapping. I'm going for tighter loops, so I'm going to leave off about 1.5 centimeters. So I'm going to allow them to overlap by about 2 centimeters. So that's the center, and they're overlapping by about 2 centimeters, and I'm going to snip off any excess then from there. Just turning it just so I can use my right hand easily. So that's the excess that I've cut off, and that's what I'm left with there. I'm just going to pull these bands slightly apart now. So the top wire and the bottom wire is getting pulled slightly apart from each other. So it's like the backward. Do apologise. It's the opposite way around to this one, but you'll see. So now we're just going to create these loops here. So remember, wherever you place your pliers in is how big the loop's going to be. So if I place the wire on the pliers here, the loop's going to be roughly that big in the middle. So the centre of the loop, the gap is going to be that big. If I want a bigger gap in the middle of the loop, I go further down here. But I don't want it to be too big, so I'm going to go out there. You want it so you can just about feel the wire on the other side, and I'm going to curl around and just slides back out. You just want the loop so it's just about touching back on itself. Let's see. It's just about touching back. It doesn't have to fully touch because it's not holding anything, but it's just going to be just so it looks nice and neat. And then you do the same with the other side. Place it roughly the same place, as close as you can to the other one, so the loop's the same size, and then you're going to curl over. Just tipping the loop so they're sitting flush. Place it back on the mandrel and you can manipulate and push your work so that it sits how you want it to sit. So, and there we go. And that is that ring complete. Right. So to expand it, you can place it on something that's round and just say for your mandrel, you just push it, keep pushing it further down, pull the wires apart and push it further down, and the loops get further apart and the ring gets bigger. If you want it smaller, you just move it up the mandrel and then pull the loops in towards each other. You can see the loops get closer and the ring gets smaller. So that there is your adjustable ring using 2mm aluminium wire. Now there are more ring tutorials available on my YouTube page, so have a look through the playlist under rings, and there are also bracelets, necklaces and earrings under the other playlist. So if you want to watch any more tutorials, feel free to have a look through there. Share if you know of anybody who wants to get into wire ring making and want a first step project. These are nice and simple to do. And thanks for watching. Bye.